No worries. Would you like to know?
Yeah. What's really for both of you? So Jared, it's been impressive to watch you on Walker and Walker Independence and all these things. Rochester, like y'all are killing it. What I wonder though is how busy you both are. Like, what is next after this for you, Jared, with Walker? I'm still trying to get on. I'm close. We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
They called me in 6 times. One more time.
Okay. Right.
And then Jens would love to know what both of you are planning to do kind of next, and how long will Walker last? How long do you think the next project will last?
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. That's a great question, and I guess those conversations are starting now that SAG and WGA aren't on strike. Still pretty preliminary because again, SAG hasn't ratified the vote. And I gestured to him like it's his fault. Like, gets to work.
I'll get right on that.
I've been very lucky and fortunate in Austin to have a great cast and crew. I'm looking at Boyd Keegan over there right now. He's been segregated. Don't look anybody in the eyes. I don't know. I said this for many years, and I feel like I've been made a liar, but it just is the way it happened. Like, I really do want to get off camera. I do want to. I love reading, and I had a chance to read a lot, and so I'd love to be part of helping make stories more available to people. Not everybody has a chance to, spend several days or several weeks with a book, but if you can make it into a 2-hour movie or an 8-episode series, so there's stories that have meant a lot to me and mean a lot to me that I'd love to try and help get made. So that's ideally, again, man plans, God laughs. Like, I think my plan in March was to get back to work in July. So I don't know what I'm doing.
It's to get back to work day.
In the future, I won't do that anymore. I can control. The rest of it is out of my hands. I'm trying to get peace with that. Aggle?
What's next? Probably a haircut.
I do want to really quickly. I want to acknowledge that you said haircut, and 98% of the people went.
They get me.
I'm gonna get a haircut too. Guys, you got tears on being blue.
Oh my God, I'm sweating.
You look handsome no matter what, bro. Some moves for that.
I don't know what is. I mean, there are a few things kind of on the horizon. I was speaking about this a little bit in the meet and greet yesterday, but like Jared said, those conversations are now starting to happen now that the strike is somewhat concluded. So just had a conversation this past week about some upcoming possibilities for some projects. So yeah, I don't think nothing's popping off this year. Like it'll all be spring because it's by the time these scripts get greenlit and then they have to staff up and then they have to cast and then there's a lot of pre-production that goes into doing these projects. So yeah, nothing is. I think the soonest anything would really happen if it's not already like locked and loaded and ready to go. Like Walker would probably be the springtime. So I would say March. I might have a call sheet, but when I do, I will let you know.
Hurry up.
What? Did you say hurry up?
I love it.
I'm trying!
I see.
Thank you.
Right over, thank you. I see in the black shirt, you've had your hand up for quite a while. Yes, with the glasses and the fingers.
The far edge.
Yeah. Standing with the ears. Wait, is that a Mark Shepard shirt? Never mind.
Yes, it's Crowley, I'm sorry.
Hello, boys.
Hello, darling. My question is for Jensen. I was wondering what it was like working on your season of Smallville.
What was it like working on Smallville?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. Was I on Smallville?
It was teenage years.
You mean Tom show? It was cool because they and I forgive me for those who've heard me say this a million times, but the show was going, it was a success, and I had come really close to getting the role of Clark, and some other Yahoo beat me. They said he looked like Superman, and so I think the writers were always, had kind of kept me in the back of their mind of like, oh, maybe if Jensen's available down the road, we'll find a way to use him. Come season 4, they were like, we're just gonna create a role for him. So they brought me in and they pitched me this idea of, a young coach coming back and doing that. I was like, Tom's older than I am. You want me to play as a coach? So it was
they should have had you play Bruce Wayne. Comes into New York.
I mean, Bruce Wayne ended up in Smallville.
He was on his jet or something.
Hey guys, my jet broke down. You know any good football players around here that might be able to fly me back to Manhattan?
Maybe he owned a nice restaurant or something. Came to check out.
I said, he was in a farm town.
I'm rewriting in my head.
I'm writing.
Netflix is going to bring back. He's going to be Bruce Wayne. Good Tom Davis.
So I went on and it was a good time. It was filming in Vancouver and made some friends. Obviously, still got one here this weekend from a long time ago. I've known Tom longer than I've known this guy. But I had a really good time. I was supposed to do 2 seasons on that show, and about halfway through, or about 3/4 of the way through the season, a little show called Supernatural came up, and they were like, "Oh, he's already on." So is the other guy. Let's just pluck them off those 2 shows and we'll give them their own show. So they had to call Gilmore Girls, they had to call Smallville, be like, hey, we're gonna need these 2 actors, so you need to wrap it up with them. So mine was like a horrible death. Like it was like I didn't have anything. I just vanished. You just put it in the job. They just stopped talking about you. Yeah, I like God. It was like the hurricane or something that killed me. That was a meteor. Yeah. I knew it was like an act of God. That was a meteor. But they never showed you dead. Netflix. So I think they
You're actually Bruce Wayne.
Right. They kind of kept it they're like, did he die? I don't know. But I think that was in case Supernatural didn't succeed, they could probably bring me back in some capacity.
Yeah.
But look, I had a good time. It was a lot of fun. I was unfortunate there was only 1 season, but again, I had something else coming up. We had work to do.
The original title of Supernatural was Small Girls. The working title, they changed it.
And we were all supposed to have long hair. I remember telling Tom when the pilot got picked up, we shot the pilot of Supernatural while Smallville was still happening, so they had to write me out pretty quickly. And we went down to LA and we shot the pilot. And I remember telling Tom, I was like, hey, we're gonna work in LA. Have fun up here in Vancouver. I'm kidding. Jared and I we're like, this is awesome. We're gonna shoot right here in our backyard. We're gonna because I was still living technically in LA.
Yeah, we lived within a mile of each other.
Yeah, and then and so I was kind of razzing Tom. I was like, because he's been up in Vancouver for 4 years.
The cold and the
I was
wind.
like, have fun. We're gonna be in sunny California. And then they literally, the 11th hour while we were in New York, they were like, oh, and by the way, guys, you'll be filming in Vancouver.
That's not a word of a lie. Not a word of a lie. For those familiar with LA, there was a studio in just Sherman, I suppose. Is that where studio? I don't know what it's called, but basically in the valley, and that's where we shot a lot of the pilot. And then show gets picked up, awesome. We get sent to New York, awesome. We're gonna do a season or whatever, awesome. We're at Nobu in Lower Manhattan with some execs, and we're all excited. I got new clothes. He took me to Neiman Marcus. Dude, you can't have pants with holes in it. Okay. So we go like a purple shirt.
He used to wear jeans that he had that were so ripped in the back he had stapled them together.
Side note, very true. And when Jen and I met and started dating, I still had, because I loved the pants, but they were boot cut, and so they got ripped, and then they would rip more. So I just stapled them. And then they vanished one day when I was out of town. I was like, hey Genevieve, have you seen my pants, the blue ones with the staples? She's like, no? Nope. But yes, so back to the Ultimos in New York, and show's picked up, and we're there with like all the brass. And they're like, okay, well, we'd like to raise a toast. And I'm like, yeah, we would too. Congratulations, this show's gonna be great, and I know you're gonna enjoy your time in Vancouver. I was like, what's this mean?
What's Vancouver mean? I will say that Tom never like gave me an I told you so. We went up to Vancouver, and I think he invited us out to dinner, and he just simply goes, welcome back.
You remember Morton's when the three of us went out? So every now and again, like we wrap early on Thursday or Friday or Wednesday or whatever, and be like, hey, let's get a steak at Gotham or Morton. We'd like to get a steak, like Texas boys. Take them, you know. And so we text Tom like, hey dude, we're off early. I don't know if you are too. But we're going to go to Morton's, like, at 7 p.m. He was like, cool, see you there. And then we're there, and the dinner's over, and he's like, y'all didn't have to do this for my birthday. We're like, what? Like, it's your birthday? Yeah. I'm like, oh, well shit, we were just inviting you out. I think he thought we were, like, taking him out for his birthday. He was like, yeah, cool. We was like, all right, well, it was April, it was towards the end of the season.
That sounds right.
Yeah,
all right, yes, sir. Yep.
Sorry, Jerry Jensen, this is for both of you. So, high school I did some acting, so I know what it's like to kind of get into a character. So what's it like after 15 years moving on to Soldier Boy and Walker, when I assume after 15 years being in a character, you can basically think like that character. So what's it like to move into something different after that long? Like basically the death of a character into a new one?
Yeah, good question. Thank you. I've started to think about it as everybody in this room does it every day. If you're with your loved one, you're this person. If you're tired, you're this person. If you're with your kids, you're this person. If you're at a restaurant, you're this person. If you're at your job, so we're all so multifaceted that it's sort of like, okay, I know where Sam's facets and tendencies lay. Cordell has some overlap, obviously, but I think we all do it, without even really thinking about it. And you acted in school, you said?
Yeah, I did Romeo and Juliet.
Oh, no shit.
Did you guys ever heard of the Julius Martin?
I've
Small show. I played Royce. His mom calls him Satan.
Very cool.
I have a shirt that says Satan on the back. Shirt from this.
You've got good projection.
You do, yeah. I need one of these. I didn't get thank you for your service. I'm not somebody about Romeo. I got Mercutio when I did my school play of Romeo and Juliet, so it's better than I am. But yeah, I think we all do it, right? It's like, how do you get into any character, and what, when you're around your parents, you're like, okay, I'm not going to say fuck. My parents here. Or you kind of like lean into different assets of your personality, and you're not being vague. You're just like, okay, like I'm at a nice dinner, I'm gonna behave myself, which is rare for me. Yeah. What? How would you with me? Yeah, thanks, brother.
I had the benefit of something that Jerry did not when I went from Dean to Soldier Boy, and that was, I was doing it.
Rubber suit?
I was doing it in front of the guy who had created both roles. And, I mean, he created Soldier Boy, but he was taking inspiration from the Krav Maga and adapting it for the screen, so he was molding it for me, specifically. And so it wasn't just crypty, but it was also Phil Segrisha, who was a director-producer on Supernatural for 12 years maybe. So both of those guys had seen me play Dean for almost the entire run and knew intimately how the aspects of that character that I played. So when I was doing Soldier Boy, it was in front of these two guys who've seen me as this other character for so long, and I said, just tell me if you see my Dean coming out. And so I was very conscious of it. I was, I tried to, like Jared said, highlight a different aspect of my personal character, but then also maybe parodying some other types of characters that I had witnessed. And I've said this before, like I used a couple of old actors from the 40s and 50s. Lee Marvin was one that I looked and watched his interviews, not his roles and not his acting and stuff on the film, but I just watched how those guys kind of carried themselves and spoke, and so I used that as kind of an inspiration to mold this character. And I just tried to stay away from things that were very Dean-esque. And I remember the biggest compliment I got after I'd been playing Soldier Boy for a few weeks. Eric sent me a note and he was like, all I can say is, I don't see Dean Winchester anymore. I second that. But he's still in there.
It's a great, I think I had a similar moment, not with Kirby Hamster, but it was mine was more bittersweet, like a double-edged sword, because mine, after a few episodes of Walker, you're like, I didn't know you were funny. I think I'm very funny, so let me know. Thank you.
That's funny. You too.
No, oh yeah, it is. I see a mask and a red phone, and I'm just making sure it's a phone, not a bomb, so who knows?
Very funny, Jared.
Hilarious. What's that?
Susan from Garland.
Garland, Texas. Inspiration for Arlen, Texas. King of the Hill. Anybody? No? Yeah, they just dropped the G. Fun facts for you on a Sunday morning.
So, question I have for y'all. For each of your characters in Supernatural, what was their biggest regret? What's Sam's biggest regret, Jared? What's Dean's biggest regret?
What's Sam's biggest regret?
He's not funny.
I think it rhymes with Jamelia. I think he felt it was sad.
Oh.
No, I think Sam felt best when he was in a relentless pursuit of his brother. Until obviously they had an incident in a barn, and his brother implored him to not relentlessly pursue how to bring it back. So I think that's Sam's big mind. And Leanne, the actress, is wonderful, lovely. So it wasn't that; it was more like
The story aspect.
Yeah, it was a story aspect. I'm an actor, so you write, it's like Anchorman, where the all read was on the teleprompter. So I did it, I tried to make it make sense for Sam, but it didn't feel right for me. And it was great writing, like it wasn't bad writing, it was, we hadn't gone there in 8 seasons, and it was interesting to explore it. So it kind of really fleshed out the character, helped me flesh out the character. But I'd say that was probably my biggest regret. Yeah. Sam. Don't Freudianish.
Dean's biggest regret?
Oof, that taco that killed you?
Yeah.
Tacos taste funny.
Probably best done. I don't know.
Never getting sad.
For rebar. Out. With her. Out. She said rebar. It was inappropriate.
Probably not being more promiscuous as Demon Dean. I think Dean could have been like, hey, I was a demon. What's that?
Sam was already.
Yeah, Sam did. I was like, you can do it.
Yeah, why don't you do some pull-ups or something?
Too busy between the sheets. Yeah, I don't, Dean has no regrets.
No regrets? No, zero regrets. Are we getting pulled? Is that what's going on?
That's it? No more questions? Hello? One more question? One more question. I said one more question.